I need to frame this very carefully and responsibly because it involves real people and serious allegations. What follows is a speculative storyline about perception, power, and selective outrage, not a claim of events or motives. Rumors or Realz. When covering the story makes you the story POV narrative storyline. You're watching a protest unfold, and suddenly the camera becomes the crime. Don Lemon didn't organize the protest. He didn't call for civil disobedience. He didn't lead a march. He showed up as a journalist, one of many. Cameras were everywhere, notebooks, microphones, press credentials. But when the story left the church and entered the courtroom of public opinion, only one name stuck. Why? Because Don Lemon wasn't just reporting the moment, he symbolized it. A black journalist, in a church, covering immigration, during a moment of national tension. That combination carries history. The shift. The Deputy Attorney General's statement didn't name every journalist present. It didn't question the institution. It questioned him. Not the protest, not the policy, but the presence. And suddenly, documentation was reframed as intimidation. When witnessing injustice is treated as participation. Accountability often chases familiarity, not facts. When the camera doesn't lie, but the story still gets rewritten.
To go after you. I'm not surprised she went after you.
Homophobic.
Yeah. I don't think you have to black it out. You should show it to people. She called me Don, sucker lemon is disgusting. Look, this is what I'll say to Nicki Minaj. I normally don't respond to things like this, but I'm going to do it this time. I think Nicki Minaj has made it very clear how she feels about African Americans in this country. Boy, I don't think she's one of them, obviously. And she should, under Trump's rules, she should be deported because I don't think, reportedly, that she is a legal citizen here. She is undocumented. And so she has shown her disdain for African Americans. So why are you supporting her? Why are you buying her records? She's also supporting, I have lots of gay friends who love Nicki Minaj. Why are you supporting this homophobic, bigoted, ignorant woman? You should not be supporting her. Nicki Minaj, this is clearly out of her depth. She doesn't understand politics. She doesn't understand journalism. And I'm not surprised that she is weighing in on something that is beyond her capacity. What I will say to her is, because she put a doll, I think she put the Chucky doll in there. A better symbol that should have been represented in that picture is a pick-me doll, because Nicki Minaj is a pick-me. She will do anything that is expedient for her politically. And again, she's ignorant. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's always weighing in on things that she doesn't know about. Nicki Minaj should just sit down. And by the way, isn't she married to an alleged pedophile? And she has the nerve to say something disparaging about something homophobic. I'm pretty sure that maybe that's part of the reason that she is cozying up to the Trump administration for some sort of leniency for her family members. And it's just very transparent. So Nicki Minaj, F off, stop being a homophobic bigot, and, get a life and some brains.
Okay.
What this story is really about. This isn't about who organized what. It's about who gets blamed when lines blur. How journalists become participants in polarized climates. How churches become battlegrounds again, how public figures are pulled into narratives they didn't write, and how quickly critique turns personal when politics enter identity. This content is cultural commentary and narrative analysis. It does not assert facts about real individuals or events. It examines media framing, public perception, and historical parallels. Not as an activist, but as a historian of the moment. He said this looked familiar, not because of ideology, but because of precedent. Civil rights movements didn't begin in courtrooms. They began in churches. And churches have always been targets after movements gain attention. Enter the noise. Then social media ignited. Nicki Minaj's name entered the narrative, not through policy, but through personality. Not through law, but through loyalty. Online voices framed her response as political alignment. Others framed it as cultural distance. Still others as personal belief. But here's where Rumorz becomes dangerous if mistaken for Realz. Claims began to circulate that she supported one political figure because of identity, that she opposed another because of lifestyle, that criticism of Lemon was about more than journalism. None of this was proven. All of it was amplified. The real question, why attack Don Lemon when others were present? Because symbols are easier than systems. One journalist becomes the face of media bias, the stand-in for protest, the vessel for public frustration. Others disappear into the background because they don't carry the same cultural